some much needed training equipment. Thank you, Alpha Gear. Welcome guys to the Road to Recovery, episode 11. Last week I had trials confirmed with NPL side Cairns FC. Today I'm going to update you on what's been happening over the past week. Again, it's been absolutely hectic. So if you haven't watched my last video about how I got these trials confirmed, you should definitely watch it. I'll link this above right now. So before we talk about things further, this video is just going to be about how my trials went, where my mind's at. I'm also going to be filming my gym session later on today. I might chuck a bit of ball work into my gym session. I'm not quite sure yet, and this is the reason why as I talk about these trials. Alright, so here's the deal. So last Monday, I trialed with Cairns FC under 20 squad. Now at the same time, I'm also in pre-season with Southside Comets. So that's my old team from last season who play in the FNQ Premier League. Now the reason is in case I don't make Cairns FC, I want to make sure I'm still involved with the Comets team, just to make sure I'm still in the coach's plan for the upcoming season. Alright, so there's good news and there's bad news. I'm going to come out with the bad news first because it'll eventually relate back to the good news. So like I said, I trialed with the under 20 squad. I had to talk to the coach and he said, you know what, come in and you can see the physio on site. I thought that'd be great, me to go in, get some physio work done, talk to Cairns FC coach, what his plans are for this season and so forth. But it turns out that there was no physio on site on the Monday. I talked to the Cairns FC coach and got there. I was going to go into the training session thinking I was going to work with the physio. And this is what sort of frustrated me. I was kind of in the mindset, I'm not ready for a full blown out training session yet. So the Cairns FC coach basically said, get your boots on. I want to see you play. And at that point, that just disrupted my whole mindset. And again, this is just the under 20 squad, but still, it's my first full intense training session since surgery. I was definitely not confident going in from still being in my rehab program to going into a 100% session. So anyway, I was in the session. We did some basic passing drills at the start, just working on our first touch, opening of the hips. We went through some tactical stuff as well. We eventually went on to finishing, then a small-sided game. Now in the finishing, there was a lot of sprint work, incorporates a high intensity burst of pace, and that obviously affects my groin area and hip flexor region. And this is kind of where the bad news starts to kick in. So halfway through the session, I think about 20 minutes in through the passing drills, that I think we went on to the finishing after about a set of finishing. And obviously at that point I was panicking, should I go for this? I need to impress the coach. But at the same time, I didn't want to re-injure myself. And then going into the small-sided game, that felt really tight and it just started to seize up on me. Just something simple as turning and changing direction, I was really slow. It almost started to feel like I was forcing myself too much. It got to the point where I started feeling a little bit of pain. And this was halfway through the session. But eventually I pushed myself trying to impress the coach, and the whole time I just felt pressured. And honestly now thinking, I know I didn't do as well as I know I can. I did as well as I could in the moment with my current situation in terms of coming back from surgery, but I know I can do better. I know I'm not even close to where I was 5-6 months ago before surgery. And that's the frustrating part. I wasn't ready. At the end of the session, I had to talk to the coach. I said, look, that really made me uncomfortable. I'm really tight in that area now. I'm going to go in and see my own physio over the next couple of days. So I phoned up the next day, went to my physio, he assessed me. So I did a few athletic screening tests and he looked straight up to me and he said, mate, you need to rest, actively rest. So what that means is I can't go in and start doing high intensity training. I'm still in my rehab process where I can't be sprinting 100%. I can't be, shooting 100%. I can't be doing all these multi-directional, multi-athletic sort of movements because that's risking re-injury and that's the last thing I want to do. Anyway, so I was supposed to have another training session on the Wednesday and I didn't end up going, and I called the coach up and I said, look, my physio basically told me I need to rest and I definitely wasn't feeling even 50%. It was so tight over the next 3 or 4 days, and I couldn't walk naturally up the stairs to my own house. And that's the frustrating thing. This is a massive opportunity for me to be playing at a higher level, but it's just come at the wrong time. I've got really important decisions to make, and in my head, I'm actually stressing. I'm losing sleep over it. So here's my dilemma. I've got a massive opportunity to play for a second division team, but I need to be performing at 100% intensity. With my recent surgery, it's a massive risk of re-injury. But if I come out uninjured, there's a possibility I can get into the side. There's a massive risk-reward ratio here. And the other choice is to preserve my own self-health. What's the best interest for my own body? I need to let my healing be a natural process. So we've got trial, have a high risk of re-injuring the hernia and possibly being out for another 3 to 5 months. Or we can really focus on the recovery process and start to look at high-level teams over the next 5 to 6 months. Obviously the smartest choice is not to re-injure myself. I'm thinking long-term about my body, my long-term health. It's so frustrating. I got this massive opportunity with the second division side to be playing at a much higher level. You never know what doors could open. At the same time, doors could close as well, permanently for me. I'm 22 years old. I need to be playing at a higher level if I want to reach my goal. But I've also got to worry about my own personal life, what I'm going to do, for work, my business. There's a lot of things to weigh up here. But I'm not making any decisions yet. I'm going to be talking to my mentor tonight. I'm going to be talking to people who have more experience than me in their field or their industry. So I'm talking to my mentor tonight. I'm going to keep in contact with my physio as well. I'm going to be talking to family. It's really important to be open with your opinions. Don't be closed off at all. Really seek the help of others. And I learnt that for myself for my hernia surgery. I pushed too far with my training, and eventually that caused the injury. So I've definitely learn from that. It's important to learn from mistakes. So that was the bad news. So the good news, it's not massively good news. In a way, with every negative, my rule is I've got to find at least one positive. And that's how I keep my mind ticking. That's how I keep motivated with my goal. And the positive is I haven't re-injured myself going through that small session or small trial. And I still got a chance to recover. And you know what? It's not the end of the world. Like I mentioned in my last video, I've got connections in Perth now, possibly Indonesia, possibly Malaysia. I've also got connections in Sydney, Brisbane. So it might be best just to build up my momentum again, get stronger on the ball, over the course of the next 4 or 5 months, get my sharpness back, and then go for it. Maybe somewhere else, maybe here in Cairns, who knows? But yeah, you hear me talking a lot, but I'm just speaking out loud here. I just want you guys to hear my thoughts on this. Please comment down below what you guys think as well. I appreciate any advice that you guys could give me. I definitely want to hear different perspectives from other aspiring professionals around the world. I'll be so grateful if you comment down below. Decisions. All right, so we're going to head to the gym now. I'm going to get a good recovery session in. I'm probably going to get a few touches on the ball. Yeah, I'm still feeling tired from an individual session I had a few days ago. I really want to get rid of that soreness. But yeah, I think it'll be important for you guys to see a few recovery exercises that I do. I know a lot of my videos have been a full-fledged individual training, as it should be, but the other half of the game is recovery, is rest. That's where you make the improvements. Now, I've done a few videos. I'll link up my game day stretching routine here as well. I add some foam roll stuff in, but I'm definitely going to be adding that stuff in today. I've had a few requests from you guys to do some foam rolling exercises, what I do for stretching, or what I do for my recovery. So this would be a good opportunity to film that. All right, let's go guys. See you at the gym.
What I did meant more than a letter to hold my head up high.